Hello and welcome back to the third video of free things in Blender. And in today's video we have a lot of things lined up, so make sure you watch to the end. There are some car models and some free add-ons near the end, so I'll definitely stick around. So first of all, we of course need to start with my Gumroad page as we always do. But this time there's something special, because if you use the code on screen now, you will have 50% off of all the things in the store. So you can choose what you want and you get 50% off with that code. And there are of course some free things here, but buying these models really help out the channel and I would really appreciate it. We of course have the Dust Overlay Blender add-on and the PS1ify add-on. And I also have some other things here which you can take a look at. And more things will be added here in the future. So now let's go over to the next site, which is this geometry node setup for electrical lines. These look really cool and they are really useful for your city scenes. I think the scaling in this picture is a little bit off, but you can just fix it yourself, of course. But this looks really cool and I think this will add a lot to your scenes. This is all free, so you can just type 0 here and add to cart and you'll get it for free. It is really cool. It's geometry nodes. Make sure you look at all the versions here, because maybe they will not work in more recent versions. So definitely keep that in mind. So the next add-on is the Quick Bridge add-on, and when seeing this I was really amazed at how amazing this is. A lot of the times you need to bridge things like this and it's really hard to do. You have to like select the face and then create your origin point somewhere so you can rotate it. But this is just a really easy way to do that. As you can see here, it makes really unique forms, which is really cool. So I would definitely recommend you check out this Blender add-on by Koshiro. And let's go over to the next one. The next one is really cool. It looks really pretty. It's more stylized by Philippe Del Rio. It's a geometry nodes procedural buildings. If we just look at this video, it looks really amazing. The colors are so warm and they work at night. So yeah, this looks really cool and I would definitely give this a try. Maybe just name a fair price here. This doesn't work in the newest versions, but they will still work if you just make the models in the older versions and just export them as an FBX. So let's get over to the next one, which is Blender to Pixels. This is also a add-on, I think, but it's just a really easy way to turn Blender renders into 3D pixel art. So you save a lot of time, which is really demonstrated here. This is handmade pixel art at about 20 hours, start to finish. And this is rendered 3 hours. So this really saves a lot of time. And I would definitely recommend, if you're a pixel artist, to use this instead of Sprite or something. And the next one is really amazing. It's by one of the Blender creators over here on YouTube called Addons I. He made a motion primitives models. These are the models, and then this dude made a add-on to import them. So you can just easily import this, and it's great for motion graphics. 40 plus models, which you can just import into Blender without any issues. So definitely give this a try, and it's by Addons, a really cool YouTuber. And the next one is the building asset pack. This works in day and night. 6 buildings modeled, and you can just get them in the daytime as well. They work really well for city scenes. It's just really basic models. I don't know what to say about this. Just support the creator here. And the next one is actually really cool. This is a procedural noise pack. So you get all these noise textures. Normally you have like 5 noise textures in Blender, but this just adds a lot of different noise textures which you can use, which makes things much more interesting. I would recommend downloading this and just having it in the back of your mind. So whenever you need this, like these noise streaks, you can just open your file and just import them. And now we've come over to CGTrader, where I have a page as well, if you want to make use of all the sales. Just going over to the models. We have this retro television set, which is really cool actually. And it's completely free as well. You always have to look at the licensing. You can find it here somewhere. But it's free to use in your personal projects, of course. And then we have the retro portable Sony TV. This looks really clean, but also dirty, of course. Here we have a plant, a plant model, which is free. You can download it here. It looks really cool. I have Botanic though, so I think this one is in there as well. But if you don't have that, this is really cool if you want to add some plants to your scenes. I think this is animated as well, but it's still really cool. A plant model is always great because they never look great if they're free. This one does, so that's really cool. The next few are just car models, so I'm going to go over them really quickly. This is just an Aston Martin. All the car models really look really clean. Next one is Audi RS6. Also looks really clean, which you can expect. It's really high poly, of course. And we have this other vehicle, which is a old Vespa. And this one actually would work really well in the renders I make, because it's a lot dirtier and has a lot more story to it. So I really like this one, and I would definitely recommend you downloading this. But of course, if you don't want to, you don't have to. We have this plane model, which is really cool if you're making a game with a plane or something, or if you just need a model of a plane. We have this Porsche here, and I really like the colors on this one. And then we have this car, which I can also use in my renders because it fits the vibe. So if you just need any cars, I would recommend going over to those. And next we have this shopping cart, which works in all these programs, of course. And I don't know why Blender's not on there, but it works there. It has all the file formats, so it even has the blend file format. I don't know why it doesn't say Blender here. But it's really cool if you want to add something to your city scenes, give it some more life. It tells a really good story about something being abandoned. Next we have this wooden house model. It's really cool actually. It reminds me of some like survival game in the forest. Some horror game maybe. But it's really low poly. And the textures are amazing. So yeah, if you need a house model, you can get it here. And I also have this house model here, which is basically just in the same style. But these just work really well together, and you get some variation if you get these two. Next we have this AK model. It works really well if you want to make some games. Of course you can find a lot of gun models, but this one is especially cool because there's all this imperfections on the surface. It looks really realistic. And to go with this, you also need a secondary, of course. So we have the Glock. This one is a little bit less high poly than the other one, so it's really cool. Now we have come over to the Blendermarket, where we have this piggy with animations, and it has an entire rig for you to work with. But animal models are really expensive if you look at all of the high quality ones, but this one is free. So if you need a pig model or just want to add a pig to your scenes. And now we have an add-on, which is one of my favorites, the Grunge. This just adds a lot of grunge to all your objects, and it adds so much to this. I think this also bakes it on your image textures, so it's really helpful if you want to add some imperfections. This is a really amazing addition to my Blender toolkit, and I hope you will find it useful as well. And that's it. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found some assets or add-ons you can use in the future. And if you did find this video useful, leave a like and subscribe. You can go to my Gumroad page and use the code on screen now for 50% off. And I'll see you in the next one.